Hello everyone, a very warm welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Ria and today I'm going to talk to you about a topic that is very dear to me, and this is going to be a long video. I think this will span into 2 or 3 videos in fact. So I will make this into a serialized format of say 2 or 3 videos. I'm not sure really right now how long this will go because there are a lot of things that I want to share with you. Stay tuned, and if you like watching this first video, then make sure that you watch the next set of videos as well on this topic. And before we start with the video, before we get into it, I would just like to request everyone watching this, or if you are a returning viewer on my channel, thank you for subscribing to my channel, to all those who have already, and also to those watching my videos. If you like my content, if you want to watch more such videos, or if there's anything else similar to what I present to you that you would like me to present to you, then please leave it in the comments. Subscribe to my channel for more, and please share your constructive feedback with me. If there's anything that you want to ask me, then leave it in the comments. And without further ado, let's get started. So today's topic is the importance of choosing happiness. We live in extremely competitive and pressurizing times. Since our childhood, we have been coached to give our best, to keep pushing our limits in everything that we do. Well, there is nothing wrong with that, but years and years of strain and no respite from the demands of our lives leaves us drained of a lively spirit and of our happiness eventually. I'm all too familiar with such circumstances, and eventually, after a point of time, I started spiraling down the rabbit hole of depression. For those who haven't faced depression, and I hope you don't ever, but I think that depression is like that slow burning disease inside of you, eating you out, taking away all your happiness and everything that you hold dear, little by little. It alters your state of mind and being, as well as your ability to perceive things in a distorted fashion. You hardly notice it at first, but eventually become its slave. I am a believer in the law of attraction and the universe bringing into our existence what we consciously or unconsciously attract through our emotions and actions. I have known about the law of attraction from the very famous book of Rhonda Byrne titled The Secret, and I'm sure most of you already are aware of this. This is a very popular book that I had read, that I discovered some 12 years back or so. However, it took me a long while to ingrain what the law of attraction is and to start making it work in my favor. Guys, there are so many bad things that can happen from depression, and it's such a slow creeping disease that you are not even aware of it at first, but its effects are devastating to say the least. You face terrible mood swings, and sometimes they are really drastic. You tend to overeat when depressed, and you can't even keep a check on your diet. Depression strains your blood vessels so much that they get constricted and they are not able to carry the much required nutrition to the rest of your organs, and the worst hit is your scalp, is your hair, because your blood vessels become so constricted they are not able to carry the most required nutrition to your hair, to your scalp, and your hair start falling out. Depression drains you out completely. It makes you lethargic. It drains you out of every ounce of energy that you have in you. It accelerates the aging process and is one of the worst enemies of your skin. These are just some of the things that I have told you, some of the bad things that I have told you that depression can bring. There are so many other problems that can happen from depression. There are diseases that get formed in your body. You start getting various kinds of diseases when you are depressed for a long period of time. And the ones that I have stated, these are some that I have faced myself, which is why I am so aware of these things. That's why I am telling you. However, there are numerous bad things that can happen to you when you are depressed. This is a very bad thing for you. Before we move on with this video, let me just give out a disclaimer that I am no medical professional. I am not a medical practitioner. If you are someone who is going through depression, then please consult a doctor. I'm just relating my experience to you because I want to reach out to as many people as I can who are going through a similar situation, so they are able to, so that I'm able to help them in any way possible. Touch wood. Thankfully, I was able to come out of depression, and I'll tell you what all I did and how the things worked for me, how whatever I did pulled me out of this deep, dark place that I was in, which wasn't pleasant at all. And I was very slow to realize it. In fact, I didn't even know that I was in depression. I was facing all of these symptoms and I wasn't even aware. But once I came out of that dark place, once I got rid of this thing that I had in me, that's when I realized that yes, I was depressed, because I could see the drastic difference in my mentality, in my perception of things, in my energy levels, in my stamina. Even my hair improved, and I'll make a separate video on that, guys. So I was depressed for a long period of time. That's when I lost the most amount of hair. I saw doctors, I went to, I did so many things. There were this and that they prescribed that I try. It helped to an extent, but then the most amount of difference was made when I started changing my lifestyle and different habits that I had, which were very detrimental, and all of these together pulled me out of this depressing phase. Once that was over, eventually I started growing my hair back. So I'll make a separate video on this, what all I did, how I lost my hair, and how I'm regaining my hair back. And not today, this is anyways today whatever I'm going to talk to you, this is going to run really long, so I will not veer away from the topic. But yes, I will definitely make a series of videos on how I'm regaining my hair again. So coming back, so coming to what all I did that pulled me out of depression. These weren't really conscious choices at first. However, with time, I started inculcating good habits in me, which led to a concrete but irreversible shift in my well-being, in my lifestyle, and definitely brought on a positive shift in my mental state and my physical state as well. First thing I did was, as I told you that I'm a believer in the law of attraction, and I had read this book, The Secret, many years back, but for some way or the other, it never worked for me. I mean, whatever strategies had been suggested in the book didn't work for me really. When in depression and when making this shift in my lifestyle and all, the first thing that I started doing is I started being more consistent with offering gratitude. I always had been offering gratitude to the universe, to the deities that I worship. I would offer gratitude to them for whatever blessings that I have in my life, but I started doing it more consistently, in a more disciplined way, and for the smallest of things that I have, even for my eyesight, my healthy body, and any small thing that I could think of, I would offer gratitude at that moment. And I would do this, I became more consistent with it. I would do it every day upon waking up, before going to bed. I would do it all day long. Also, offering gratitude is important, but the key is to be as genuinely thankful as you can. So you have to include your emotions along with gratitude. I know for someone who are not used to doing this, it might seem very new, very novel, and also for people who are not used to it, it might seem like it's a little difficult to understand and accept at times initially. But if you do it, if you keep doing it, and I promise you, this is from my personal experience, if you keep offering gratitude every single day for as little as maybe 5 things or even 2 things, if you can't think of, even just 2 things will do. But if you start offering gratitude as genuinely as you can, initially it might feel false if you're not used to doing it, and you'd be like, I'm saying thank you to what, but if you do it but you can muster up as much enthusiasm as you can and do it for those 2 things that you can think of every single day. upon waking up and before going to bed. And throughout the day, if you can do it. Otherwise, if you forget, that's fine. But start with it, guys. It took me years to hone my skills because I think that offering gratitude also requires skill. So initially there were certain things that I would feel like I'm not even thankful for them. So I mean, this would come like a half-hearted thank you to the universe, but I did it with as much enthusiasm as I could muster. And eventually this, whatever I was saying thank you for, which I wasn't really genuinely thank you for in my mind, these things changed for real. You won't believe it, but these things changed for real in my life, and the thank yous became more genuine with time. And you won't believe it, guys, like now I have uncountable number of things that I am thankful for to the universe. My life has become so much better ever since I started this practice, you know. And this is a very powerful thing. You have to understand, gratitude is extremely powerful. It's just a simple thank you. It's just a simple, you know, even your emotions matter a lot. So just plainly saying thank you won't help. You have to feel it in you. Even if it feels false initially, do it, keep doing it, and with time, with every passing day, you will get better at it. And the more genuine you are in your thank yous, the clearer the universe hears you, the better your experiences will get, the better your life will get. So take this very seriously. Saying thank you has become a big buzzword. Gratitude has become a big buzzword, but doing it with as much conviction as you can is also as important. So start doing it if you want to change your life for the better. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I did, and this too I didn't do consciously, this thing I didn't do consciously, but you know, if you are a returning viewer on my channel, and even the name of my channel would suggest this to you, that I am very fond of K-dramas. And I started watching K-dramas some 3 years back at the insistence of my sister. I did not know anything about Korean dramas at the time. So my sister, you know, she insisted that I watch a certain drama named Healer, Korean drama named Healer. And after watching it, I was hooked, you know, totally hooked. And as I said, if you're a returning viewer on my channel, you know how transformative Korean dramas have been in my life. They have really transformed my life for the better, and I'll explain that to you. I discovered Korean dramas at a point in time when I was deep in depression, okay? And in Korean dramas, you have that very feel-good vibe, very happy vibe going on. And right now, to me, Korean dramas represent a world of happiness. At that time, they almost single-handedly pulled me out of that depressing phase that I was in. And it will sound a little over the top, but it's very true. And I'll explain this to you, why Korean dramas, why I'm so fond of Korean dramas, and how Korean dramas, you know, pulled me out of depression. In today's world, we are so exposed to extreme content, extreme visual content on, you know, TV, on the big screen, you know, on the internet. And all of these extreme stuff, they have extremely negative emotions surrounding them. There's so much violence being shown. There's a lot of, you know, extreme relations being shown. Everything is just too intense. Everything is just too intense. When you are constantly, you know, watching all of that, when you're constantly surrounding your mind, your being in all of that, how do you think your mind would react to all of that? You continuously watch people, you know, being so violent all the time. I mean, and I think people watch, and I have also done so, continuously continuing to watch these things almost an hour or two on a basis, on an average. I'm saying on weekends this goes up to maybe 6-7 hours. I'm just saying from my own experience. But yes, if you constantly keep surrounding yourself with this extreme constant violence that is being shown, and already there are so many bad things happening around the world. The news is enough to keep us up, the news channels are enough to keep us updated with all of that. So if you are always surrounded with all of these negative things going on around you, how do you suppose the positivity will come into your mind? Will there be any place for that? No, right? Only a healthy ground can grow healthy crops, right? So if you're feeding your brain with constantly feeding your brain with negative stuff, with negative visual content or audio content, how will it be able to think of positive things? It will not. You need to stop feeding, and if that's not possible, limit the amount of this extreme content that you subject your mind to. Read a good book. Start your day with a good quote. Start your day with those. Don't start your day, or at least maybe limit your exposure to these series or TVs or whatever you watch or listen to. If it has negative, it doesn't have a very positive energy about it, then limit those to maybe the weekends. Weekdays anyways we are like so busy, we don't get the time to, and utilize the weekdays to constantly feed your mind, feed your being with positive thoughts, positive audio content or visual content. There are so many motivational videos on YouTube. Watch those, watch more of those. Even if you can't stay away from whatever violent thing you're watching, then limit those things and start watching more of these. The more good thing you will feed your mind, the better your being will be. Just by deciding that I will start thinking good things and I'll be happy, you won't be. Until and unless your mind and body are aligned, you will not be able to sustain good thoughts in your mind. Maybe for a minute or two, try it you guys. Maybe for a minute or two, 5 minutes is also something that I can guarantee you won't be able to sustain thinking or being in a happy state of mind or thinking good thoughts. You will not be able to sustain for even 5 minutes. That will never be possible if your mind and body are not aligned. And for them to align, you need to work on all of these things. So as I said, start offering gratitude and do it with as much conviction as you can muster. Okay, do it with as much enthusiasm as you can. Secondly, start feeding your mind with good content, positive videos, positive visual content, audio content. That will become the healthy ground on which your new life can grow. So that is what I wanted to talk to you about today. This series of videos will continue. As I said, this is going to really go long, so I don't want to make an hour-long video or anything. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Keep these things in mind. I'll move on to the next points in my next video, so stay tuned for that. So if I post this particular video on Monday, then the next video in this series will come out on Wednesday. And if you like this content, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel for more. And put your questions in the comments if you have anything to ask me. Like this video if you enjoyed my video, and stay tuned for the next installment in this series. And on that happy note, I will take your leave. Stay happy, stay healthy. Sarang hai. I love you all.